There is an ancient Hinduism teaching about how all of our lives can be represented by a horse carriage. Think of the horseman on top of the carriage that is guiding the horses represents our ego, and the horses themselves is supposed to represent our motivation. The passenger inside the carriage represents our spiritual inner self, or for simpler terms, the soul. At the beginning of my bellman career, I got to myself. Accolades got to my head. After very successful JV football and basketball stints, with the addition of an unexpected dominant sophomore season on the track and hurdles, I would lie to say if I didn't think I was more important than those around me. I was the horseman on top of the carriage. I heedlessly allowed my ego to whip my motivation towards the tunnel vision of my own path. I used to get very nervous before hurdle races, especially sophomore year, because I was younger and competing against guys older than me, and I would feel the weight of the world, or rather the school, on my shoulders. I wasn't chasing success for my own personal gain. I wanted to succeed for the team, my coaches, and my school. It was both exciting yet extremely stressful. I didn't want to ask anyone for help because I believed this was an issue I needed to resolve myself to become a man. I tried to keep cool on the outside and only focus on my performance because that was what I could control. However, I thought of too many outlying factors before the race and really made me worry about my performance because I didn't want to let the team, my coaches, or my school down. Sophomore year was also the first time I read a course assigned book cover to cover and thoroughly enjoyed it. It was The Sun Also Rises from Mr. Segrist's English class, sophomore year. I really enjoyed his class because of the way he approached every lesson. He would say he wanted to give every kid a good grade, but what he wanted more was for the kid to actually earn it. Anyways, Hemingway's novel, The Sun Also Rises, is based around a group of characters trying hard to be confident and change their public image to make everything seem great, but in fact, everyone's deeply miserable on the inside. My favorite quotation from the novel comes from the narrator, Jake. He says, "I can't stand it to think my life is going so fast, I'm not really living in it." I'll come back to that quotation a little later. When senior year came around, and it was the most anticipated year yet because of the opportunity to customize my educational experience, thanks to the variety of courses provided. One of the most unique and popular courses I enjoyed was Mr. Benson's counterculture literature class, because the lessons I learned in it made it both thought-provoking and engagingly scholastic. The majority of the course was discussed around Tom Wolfe's electric Kool-Aid acid test. In it, Wolfe makes the observation that everybody everywhere has his own movie going, his own scenario, and everybody's acting his movie out like mad. Only most people don't know that is what they're trapped by, their little script. Wolfe tells us the idea that our scripts limit our lives to a mere screenplay, a never-changing score that rolls on through the ever-changing scenarios of life. With Mr. Benson's humorous teaching style, he was always able to tie in together Wolfe's vernacular with life lessons we can use today, because he would constantly remind us that it was also a life skills course. This class did make me think a lot about life, what it's supposed to be, and how everything is supposed to work out. But August Wilson says, you think you're supposed to know everything. Life is a mystery. Ain't all for you to know, it's an adventure. I took a lot of time my junior and senior year to think about the man who I wanted to be. I discovered I like taking a Lao Tzu approach to life and to just take it easy, man. Going back to what Jake said in The Sun Also Rises, I wanted to live my life, not let it speed by me right before my eyes. I now see myself finally becoming the passenger within the carriage. When my guide is taking the horses in the wrong directions, I tap the window to correct them. My inner self guides my ego now, which directs my motivation. My motivational direction differs from before. I'd like to take this final opportunity to thank some important people to me. First, I'd like to thank Ms. Eater, Coach Toy, and Ms. Troyan. You all have been people on campus that I can just say hi to, and you engage me with such kindness. Some days when I feel like Andy Dufresne crawling through 300 yards of sewage and human feces, it is nice to have a genuine soul to say a simple hello to. I'd also like to thank Ms. Del Carlo for finding time out of her busy schedule to come here, and for being such an easy person to work for. Being an Arupe ambassador has credited me some of my fondest memories the last couple years, and there's no one else I'd rather spend time lending a helping hand to. Next, I'd like to thank Father Mario, Mr. Ryan, my mom, and my dad. You have always been in my corner through thick and thin. You will find time to deal with my stupid and monkey-like antics whilst helping mold me in becoming a better man. Lastly, I'd like to thank someone who isn't here today, and that was my grandpa, Captain Al. showed me by example how to be a great man, American, and friend through your service and relationships you had until the day you flew west for the last time. If I can grow up to be half the man you were, I would consider this life or any other a tremendous success. Now, in my departing words, I like to quote the great Jimi Hendrix. If I don't meet you all no more in this world, I'll meet you all in the next one, and don't be late. Fare thee well and go Bells. Go Bells.